Hello you guys, welcome back. Today's updo is going to be a low, really simple, pretty updo that's sort of bun-like but has a little bit more interest to it. So this I find to be really helpful on bridesmaids, especially those that you need to do something quick. It also works on fairly short hair. So the nice thing is we're going to be gathering the ends one piece at a time, and as long as the hair can reach just about across the back of their head, then it's long enough. So I would say you could do about shoulder length hair, and it works with really any texture. So it will just change how big or small it is depending on how thick or fine the client's hair is. So what you need to do to start out is do a really good set. So make sure the hair has some wave to it, whether you want to curl it with a rod iron or you want to curl it with a curling iron, and then get some hairspray in there, get some texture spray, some powder in there to make it really grippy, and that will really help you to execute this style. So to start out, I did a side part and I took the whole section in the middle. So starting from the top of her head, I made a circle and gathered all this hair up into a ponytail. And I did it pretty loosely because I wanted to be able to add more volume if I want. And then I backcombed a little bit because this is gonna be our base, okay? So what I'm gonna do is start out by taking this ponytail base and backcombing it slightly. So we're just gonna backcomb a little bit underneath, and I'm gonna backcomb a little bit on top. So I'm gonna roll this up. All right, so what I will do is take it from the ends and roll it up to the elastic, and I'm gonna pin it in there. So I'm gonna take my pin and I'm going to secure it to the base of my ponytail and do one on each side and make sure this really holds. And so the nice thing about this style is as long as the hair can roll up once, that's all you need to get this look to get started. So like I said, it can be shoulder length. I'm gonna put a few in because I really wanna make sure it stays through a night of dancing or whatever it is that they're doing. All right, so this is our base, okay? So the first thing that you're gonna do is actually start with the front of their hair. So a lot of times I start back here and then I work towards the front. This time I'm gonna start with the front. And I'm gonna take this section front of her hair like this, and I'm going to twist it away from her face. So if her hair is already curled like this is, it will twist really easily and you'll have a lot to work with. If her hair is straight, it's going to be a little more challenging. So that's why I recommend curling it first. And I'm going to loosely twist it and bring it across the very top. And so I'll do that, and then I'll just pin it in right here. And you can actually put a couple extra anchor pins in through here if you'd like to make sure it stays. And then I'll do the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to grab the hair that is in front of her ear and twist it away from her face. And you can kind of pull it out as you want to make it looser and softer on the face. And then I'm going to bring it across, and I'm actually going to tuck it under. So what I'll do is go under this piece that I just wrapped with my fingers and pull this through. Just like that. And then we're going to pin that one too. So I'm just going to go towards the scalp and then push away from me, like that. And you can put a couple extra pins in there to make sure it stays put. But this is your beginning, so I like to give this a spray because that's not moving. So you can see how if the hair was only a couple inches here, I'd have enough to bring it up and pin it into here. But hers is long, so we're going to work with that. All right, now we're going to go back to this side. So you have a little bit of the end from the hair that you brought across, and then you have some hair around the nape. So I'm going to take this end to hide it and bring it in with this hair on the nape. And I'm going to do the same thing I did with the front. I'm going to twist it away from me and wrap it up here. So I'm tucking it right next to the pieces that I already have, and I'll pin as I go to make sure it stays, and pinning it kind of into that bun that I made in the beginning. And that's why you want to backcomb that bun, because you want to make sure it has some grip to it. And I will pin it in on the other side, like so. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I will take my hair that I have left, this tail from the hair I brought across, and a little bit from this nape here. And I'm going to twist it away really softly. And I'm just going to pull it up and tuck it in. So this time, instead of going under, I'm going to bring it in between these two twists that I have right here. So not under here, not above, but in between. Oops. And that way I can easily stick a bobby pin in and hide it. So by pushing the bobby pin in here, especially if the hair is short and if you need to use a few to make sure it stays put, you will be able to use this hair here that you have under to pull up and sort of stretch out to cover up any bobby pin that might be showing. All right, I'm gonna do the same thing to this side, where I'm gonna take a little bit at the nape here, and I'm gonna twist it and pull it up and tuck it in. Now I'm gonna tuck this one in about the same spot that I just did because I see a little opening. So sometimes updos are about finding balance. Actually, all the time they're about finding balance. And so you can look at the hair and see, where does it need to be filled in? Where do I need to be bigger on one side or the other, and determine where you're gonna pin. That really helps guide me when I'm pinning hair into a base to make some sort of bun, is just making sure I have a lot of balance. And so on this side now I have a little bit of this tail and I have a little bit down here. So I'm going to take this tail first. I kind of want to hide it because I don't really need it to make balance. So I'm actually just going to twist it, and then I'm going to roll it up and tuck it into the roll that I already have. If the hair is shorter, you won't need to worry about this, but I can just roll it into there and hide a pin in, okay? Now we have one piece left, and so you're gonna look and see where you need a little bit more. And I feel like this side has some good bulk already, so I'm gonna take it from this side and bring it up. And again, you wanna make sure you're hiding any imperfections, so you can see that I have a little bit of a hole here from the bun that I rolled, and that's what I wanna cover. If the hair is really fine, something that you can do is take a strand that you're gonna use to cover something. So in this case, I'm gonna cover right here. I'm gonna backcomb the inside of it slightly, and that will help to thicken it up if the hair is really fine. And then I can comb underneath to make it smooth to create a wider piece to cover that. Rather than just twisting it and pinning, you might not have enough depth to cover that. So that's a little trick you can do. And I'm gonna bring it all the way up and pin it kind of in between these two rolls right here. And again, the reason that I do that is because when I go back to look at it, you can see if there's a bobby pin here, I can take the hair that's up here and just pull it down to cover, because I never want bobby pins to show. I feel like a sign of professionalism is that we don't see bobby pins. And so I take that very seriously, and I do everything I can to hide them. So you have this last little piece here, and it looks like it will fit nicely in there. So I'm gonna roll it, and I will stick it in there. I definitely have the temptation when I say I'm gonna roll it, I wanna say pat it and mark it with the B, because I have a 2-year-old and we sing that song a lot. All right, just like that. And so again, I'm going to take this, pull it up with my bobby pin because I wanna cover that, and then I'll just stick it in right there. And like you said, or like I said in the beginning, we have a little bit of an anchor because of the bun that we made in the beginning. So you can see, oh, this is really beautiful and really simple. And to recap, you just want to start with a low roll, and then you're going to wrap one section at a time as you bring it across. And you can make more volume at the top. You can kind of bring it up tighter if you need. Sometimes what I will do at the end, if they want it tighter on the ears, is just, you can kind of use your fingers to twist it up and pin there and pin there to get a little bit more security if they want it, but some people like it really loose. So there you have it. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and go to theupdocollective.com, and I will send you newsletters about building your bridal business and just everything that has to do with bridal, because that's what I love. Thanks for joining me, and I hope to see you next time.